Today I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you pick out a great used car that you are not going to hear anywhere else on the internet. I guarantee you that. Let's go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrenches in my top drawer of my Snap-on box. I'm going to do this video with no script. I just got a few notes and we're going to talk about this. So this is going to be as if I was hanging out at your house and you were asking me my opinion on how to pick a great used car. People in the comments, they have been asking me to make a video about how to get a great used car. They're asking me about specific cars, about specific years. And I want to give you these 3 tips because I don't want you to go in and think because you get a car with the year that I recommend that it's going to be a good car, because there is more to it than that. When we're getting these old cars with over 100,000 miles, 150, 170,000 miles, we are going way above what these cars were tested to. I could tell you, I've been an automotive engineer, and I will tell you most of the time they are only testing to around 100,000 miles. The warranty is only usually 60,000 miles, right? So the engineers, we usually want to go 20-30% above the spec just to make sure as a safety. But when you get a car with 120, 130, 150,000 miles, it's way over what it was tested for. We're doing the best we can with these picks. Just because I pick a car with a certain year, make, and model doesn't necessarily mean that the one that you get is going to be good. It could be terrible. And that is why I made you these 3 tips today, to help you screen the unscreenable, to help you find the unfindable. We are going to try to screen the previous owner the best that we can. This is what I do when I get my personal used cars, and I've been very successful so far. I love picking out used cars. When I was in Philly, I once spent all day with somebody picking out a used car, and I didn't even know them. The buses were on strike. Somebody from my block was like, "Look, can I get a ride to the dealership? I got to buy a used car today." And I was like, "Cool, yeah, okay." And I helped this dude pick out a car. I didn't even know him. I mean, this was before Uber was a thing, and this was West Philly, so cabs did not come anywhere near there. And I don't blame them. But nevertheless, I helped this dude pick a used car, and it ended up being a great car. It was a Toyota Camry, actually. So yeah, I'm going to help you pick the best used car you can today, because you know what? I have grown up poor, and I understand how important it is to find a good used car. You just want a car to get you around, to get to work and back. And it sucks when you work far away and you have to keep spending money on fixing a car, and you can never save money to maybe get a down payment on a house or start a business or invest it. You just keep spending money to fix this car to get to work. And it just becomes an endless cycle. So we're going to try to break out of this cycle. None of these cars are going to last forever. None of these cars are not going to have problems. But we're going to try to keep the problems to a minimum. And we're going to try the best that we can to find a cherry, as good as possible used car. And that is a function of the previous owner. I have already told you, you want to get a common car, a car that they made a whole bunch of because the parts are cheaper. You want to get a car that's easy to work on because the repair bills are going to be cheaper. You want to get a car with a good reputation like the ones that I've mentioned in previous videos. The Toyota Corolla, the Toyota Camry, some years are better than others. The Accord, the Civic, I've suggested a Ford Fusion before, a Lexus ES350, and I got a video coming up for Buick Lucerne. We're going to try to get either Asian or U.S. manufactured cars. Old European cars, do not mess with them. Okay, just trust me. I know what I'm talking about. I played high school football. I know the score. All right. Just kidding. I boxed in high school. I didn't play football. Tip number 1. What I will do is I will screen the previous owner in the following way. I will go on Car Gurus or Auto Trader. I will look and find the year, make, and model car that I want. I'll see one that's close to what I want. And then I will go see that car. And then I will see the dealership who posted the ad for that car. I will go on the dealership's website Now, this is where you usually will find it. Go on the dealership's website, put in the year, make, and model of the car that you just saw. It'll bring up their ad for the car. And usually, not always, but usually, they will have the Carfax online that you can see. So you don't have to go to the dealership and look over the Carfax there. You can usually find it online. What I will do is I will look over that Carfax with a fine-tooth comb. I want to have 1 or 2 previous owners. That is it. I want to have a car that is hopefully in the same state that I am in. I don't want a car that's coming in from another state. Sometimes they have a whole bunch of flood damage or something like that. I want a car from that state if possible. Not always, but if possible. Number 3, want a car with no major accidents, obviously. But if it's a minor accident, you want to look at that. See, sometimes they'll tell you exactly what happened. Number 4, and this is the most important thing. Sometimes on the Carfax, they will have the maintenance records of the vehicle. Not everything is going to be on there, but what I want to look for, and I'll tell you, this is what I did for my 2017 Toyota Camry. I saw the maintenance records. I saw at 5,000 miles oil change, 10,000 miles oil change, 15, like every oil change was done. I saw the coolant flushes was done. I saw the trans flush was done. I saw, all this maintenance. Perfect. This is what you want. This is how you find a great used car. It's not just the car, it's the previous owner. So you see the previous owner has been taking care of this car. I'm stereotyping. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to look deeper into it. I'm trying to get the psychic mechanic ability to go through the screen of the computer. And I'm thinking, okay, this person, they've taken care of this car. They're probably not driving it all fast like a maniac. That is how I got my Toyota Camry. I saw the previous owner and I made a choice there. Sometimes you can put together clues from the maintenance records. For example, one time I saw an accident listed at a certain mileage, and then the next thing you see the maintenance is alignment. I'm like, okay, well, you got to get alignment. And then another 10,000 miles later, another alignment. I'm like, hold up. You don't need that many alignment. I know from being a mechanic, when you do alignment, you can only adjust but so much to get the car to go straight. If you have to keep adjusting, you know that the frame is probably messed up. So now, no, I don't want that car. Even if it's one of the cars that I suggested, even if it's a 2004 Toyota Camry, if it's got this stuff on the maintenance record, no, it's out. Get another one. They made over 400,000 of those cars. Okay? You'll find another one. Don't worry. If you had just gone into the lot and said, oh, great, 2004 Toyota Camry, MJ recommended it. No, you got to look deeper. Look into the Carfax and find out as much as you can. If you don't see the Carfax, but you know the owner, or I'll give you an example. For my Toyota Camry, when I bought it, I was working at Cummins and I bought it from another engineer. I know this guy. He is a straight engineered car nerd like I was.
Get those nerds! Nerd! Nerd!
So I know he's taking care of his car. I looked at it, I inspected it, I got it. Long story short, I put over like 180,000 miles on that car since I got it. It's at 270,000 miles right now. And I probably should drive it more often. I got the new one and it's got the heated seats, so. All right, yeah. So you stereotype the previous owners like that. If you want to go on Craigslist, look at the way the ad that the person has posted looks like. I saw an ad the other day. Person had a great used car. They had all this. They have a whole bunch of description. They say, oh, I've done this, I've done that. These things you might want to look at. They got a whole bunch of pictures. The car paint looks good. The interior is clean. I'm stereotyping. I'm thinking this is the previous owner I want. I want you, previous owner, who cares about that car, who takes care of it, who gives a huge description and only picks out a couple things. All you want. They're honest. They're telling you a couple. Look, every used car gonna have something wrong with it. Okay, I mean that's the way it is. But and when they tell you, like that's how you know this is a good person. My friend. He posted his Dodge pickup, and he's got a huge listing. This, I did this, and he got a million pictures. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want a good previous owner. Okay, so tip number dos. I want to avoid cars with aftermarket accessories, car alarms, cold air intakes, exhaust. I don't want any of that. I want a factory car as close as possible. Look, I'll talk about this in a future video. when these things go wrong, alarms, no starts, whatever, they are very difficult to fix. Usually the mechanic is just going to rip all that stuff out whenever there's a problem. And aftermarket accessories are also the leading cause of parasitic current draws. Okay, that means your battery is draining. You have turned the key off. You have gone in the house. Your battery is still draining. It's this nonsense that people are installing. Half the time they don't know what they're doing. They shouldn't be doing it anyway. I'll talk about this in a future video. Avoid aftermarket accessories. If you see a car that's perfect and it's got a whole bunch of nonsense hooked up to it, a whole bunch of lights, spoilers, a bunch of stupid steering wheels, a bunch of nonsense, avoid it. Throw that car in the trash. You don't want that. All right, so this is kind of a trick that I used to use when I lived in Philly. And let me tell you, I know this sounds bad, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Look, we chilling. We in the house right now. I'm telling you all the secrets. This is the secret cheat codes. So this is what I would do. So I lived in Philly, right, in West Philly. What I would do is I would go on the Craigslist ads for the rich suburbs, outside of Philly, and I would try to find a good car there. I'm just stereotyping, but usually people with more money will take care of their car better. Not always, but usually. And you know what? We're doing the best we can. We're trying to save some money here. We're trying to get as good of a used car as possible. So we don't have time to be hurting people's feelings, okay? So I would go and I would try to find a car out there. And a lot of times they will be in really good shape. People took care of them. Sometimes they're just, they got more money and they just want to get something new, and it's not really much that's wrong with the car anyway. And sometimes you could give them a sob story, be like, I really need this car to get to work, and I could give you, I know you asked for $5,000, I could give you $4,500. I need to work to, take care of my family and stuff, which is true. So you're not really lying, but maybe turn on the tears a little bit and do the best you can. And sometimes they'd be like, just give him the car, honey. Just give him the car, okay? They'd be like, okay, here. So I would do that sometimes. It'll work, man. It'll work. I'm telling you. So yeah, screen the previous owners the best you can. This is what we could do. I can't guarantee any of the car picks are going to be perfect. If I were you, I wouldn't spend all my money on a used car. Save some in reserve for repairs, because any used car is going to need repairs. The cars that I like to pick are easy to work on. So if the transmission does go, it may be $2-3 to put a new one in there, because it's not super hard to work on. Okay. And it's a super common car. So there's lots of rebuilt transmissions or engines out there just in case a disaster happens and it does go bad. And once you get the car, it's going to be up to you. Okay. You're going to have to drive that car nice and easy. You're going to do all the maintenance to get it checked out. If you want to keep it, I know one of the person in the comments asked me, I want to keep this car for 10 years. I'm like, well, these cars we're picking are already 10 years old. So you're going to really baby this car. Take care of it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be fine. And no major problems. If there is some major problems, like I said, keep a couple grand on the side just in case. But we're doing the best we can. We're going to get the best year, make, and model. We're going to try to screen it, have a mechanic check it out before you buy it. And hopefully you will be fine and dandy like sour candy. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I got more videos coming up. I got more quizzes coming up. If you have just subscribed, thank you very much. I'm going to be talking to you like I am your friend, and we're hanging out, and we're playing Street Fighter versus X-Men and eating lemon Oreos. All right. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.